Welcome back to the Kieran Carlin football channel. It's lunchtime, and this lunchtime we're going to be watching you eat a salad cream sandwich, you disgusting bastard. We're actually going to be rating all the home kits from the championship because it doesn't get the same love and the same content as top level football does. Right? There's some good creators, it's getting better. Okay, and admittedly, I actually don't give a shit about the championship apart from when I do an ACCA every Saturday and I lose. I've actually got quite a good win percentage at the moment in the group ACCA, so I take that back. I'm a fucking clever bloke. The first kit, Birmingham. It's decent, you know. I think this is it's a pretty decent kit. There's no frills, but there's no spills either. I'm gonna give this a solid 7. I don't usually like the cross stripes, but because it's a similar blue, I think that works. And the badge, it's a really good badge. It's got a football on and the world. Because football traverses language barriers. It doesn't need a passport anywhere in the world. It's loved by all and open through any customs with no problem. Blackburn Rovers, equally good badge. However, this is a shocker. The panels, it's different. There's not a lot of panelled quartered clubs in the Football League. However, the sponsor is horrific. Totally wicked. I don't know what that is, but it looks like it's from the 90s and it's like either a skateboard magazine or like a sour sweet or maybe pepperami. It's a Macron kit. The neckline is honking and they've opted for, you know what, let's also add a little graphic in the blue bit and on the sleeve, but is there any on the white bit? I can't tell. This is a 0. I actually think this is bloody awful. Oh, Blackpool, look at that number. Goodness me. So it's a bit of the template of the City home kit, except the neckline becomes a little V, which they should not have done. But you know what? I'm chilling with the rest of this. The Utilita sponsor blends in. Pretty standard. It's nice. I like it. I quite like the Blackpool badge on this. There's not a lot of orange teams. Okay, this actually feels a bit like a German kit with that pattern on it, like Werder Bremen, like a Werder Bremen away kit. I'm gonna give it a 9. Where's that come from? I don't even know where that's come from, but that's a 9. Who'd have thought? I just really like orange, like bright orange. A big fan. Bristol City. They've got Hummel. They're decent, okay? They're all right. If you're going to be in a lower league, Hummel is probably quite a safe bet, apart from Umbro. Umbro is by far the best. But this isn't slapping. The collar, it just looks a bit dysfunctional, especially with this little sewn bit here, which makes that look a bit detached. Don't like it. Having the sponsor white, but the Hummel black. What's gone on there? That has to be white. There's no way, there's no world where that should not be white. And, oh god, I sound like Nigel Farage. This is a 3. It's not offensive to the eyes, but it's not a tasty meal for the eyes either. Burnley Football Club. Now, Claret and Blue is an odd one. There's so many Claret and Blue teams, and I'm sick of Claret and Blue. I'm not gonna lie. Do I like this? I like that the sponsors classic football shirts. I love classic football shirts. I love Umbro. But I don't know what it is about the Burnley kit. I'm not jamming with it. I'm not jamming with the digital print either. I don't think it's quite slapping. But sadly, I'm going to give this a 5. I'm sorry, Burnley. I'm sorry, Vincent Kompany. Mad respect. But this is a 5, sadly. Cardiff City. New Balance. Didn't know they were still making football kits. Oh, it's good until the collar. It's a solid, I know it's just blue, but the little bird, you know, Cardiff bluebird pattern is very nice. The sponsor, just a pretty standard, almost Helvetica font. Actually, that's probably more of a Gilroy, you know. This guy likes graphic design. But the collar is just painful. The width at the end that it gets to is horrendous. I think every collar should be the same width all the way around. I don't think you should not be expanding at any point when you come around here on the sides. It's not good. It's not a good look. So sadly, that brings it down to a 5. Coventry City up next, and Jesus fucking Christ, lads. Hummel. You centered it. All good, okay? That works, and I think it works in this respect. It works on the Southampton kit. But, oh my god. What are the lines down the middle? And you throw a graphic in it. And then you put the sponsor on top of that. And the blending on this is horrendous. This kit would be great if you just got rid of those random graphic lines. But you didn't do that. And now you're sitting here, Coventry, chilling with a 0. Huddersfield Town. I'm not sure how I feel about this one. It just feels very 2011. You know what I mean? There's nothing to write home about. The colour's just a bit 2011. The utility in colour feels... Oh, just no. No, this is sadly a 2. Hull City. Now, they are orange, but they sort of give me the feeling of more of a Wolves orange. And I don't like that. I feel like you got to go orange and white. The sponsor in this is also honking. What is Corendon Airlines? Where's that even from? Turkey? Oh yeah, I'm going to fly on a random low-budget Turkish airline because I'm watching Hull. I don't quite understand sponsorships, to be honest. I'm not going to lie. But it's okay. I'll give it a 5. Luton Town, another orange team. This looks like they've tried to do a cool graphic. You know, Arsenal are big on the graphics at the moment. Lots of teams are big on the graphics. The sort of 90s graphics are back in fashion. This one feels a bit try-hard. It feels like it's actually an orange kit and there's a window off to the right and the sun's shining through it, through a couple, you know, grates or something, and the light is just hitting the t-shirt at this particular moment this photo has been taken. Okay, it's very specific, and I feel it would have been better if it was just completely orange. So this is sadly a 3. Middlesbrough. Now, this is okay. Okay, actually, I've got some error, however it's pronounced, shorts from about 10 years ago when I played about 2 11-a-side games. And you know what? They're thin and of terrible quality, which makes them great for sleeping in. The colour scheme on this, I think, has gone well. I actually quite like that the sponsor is black. I think that's a good colour contrast. Would it be better if it was red? Yes, it would. But I think it still works as black. And I'm going to give it a 7. Millwall up next. And you know what? This is okay. They got the Husky chocolate, which I've been on the edge about. I'm like, what's going on? Dogs aren't allowed chocolate, so that feels like poor branding. It's like having a gambling sponsor aimed at children, you know? But on the grand scheme of things, I quite like the subtle lion graphic in the background. And yeah, I think it's a pretty solid kit. I'm going to give that an 8.5. Fair play, Millwall. Shame about the racism, though. That is an issue. Norwich City up next. And what can I say? All right. What even is that kit maker? If you had like an Umbro badge on it or a night tick on it, this would be a classic. But it doesn't. It's got a J. It's got a really squished J for JOMA. They're sponsored by Lotus, which is that's pretty cool. It's a pretty solid kit. Nothing to scream home about. I like the taping on the neck that overlaps and the shoulders. Yeah, that's a solid. Oh god, that's a terrible tattoo. Oh, I like music. All right, mate. But yeah, it's a solid kit. I'm gonna give that a 9. Well done, Norwich. Preston North End, and wow, what can we say about this? The design choices gone into this has just been incredible. This must have taken them ages. The imagination really just astounds you sometimes, does it? It's like they've gone onto Photoshop, opened up a new document, saved it, and then given it over to Preston. This is a 0. This is depressing. Queen's Park Rangers, or as they are called now, Kings Park Rangers. I think it's a pretty good kit. I think Error are having a pretty solid run out so far. I think it's hard to go wrong with a QPR kit. Despite the hoops, it feels like it works with QPR. I like that the branding of the sponsor goes very well with not only the kit, they've accepted the blue colour, but also with the QPR badge with that wiggly style. So I'm gonna have to give this a solid 9. Another 9. Who'd have thunk it? Rotherham United. Honking badge. Another football. Stop putting footballs in badges, okay? It only works sometimes. It's the same city template, but I don't like the graphic. I don't know what that graphic is, but I don't like it. And the sponsor is really low brow. Oh, just IPM Group. Brilliant. What's that? I'd rather have like a boiler company or like Steve's Big Radish or something like that. IPM Group. Generic and shit. No character. This is sadly a free. Sheffield United at home. Another solid era kit. RANDOX Health. A little bit strange, but the colours work. They got the target with the red in the middle. I think it's solid. I think the black cuffs and neckline are a little bit too thin for my liking. Apart from that, I think it's a solid kit. I'm going to give it an 8. Stoke City with a Macron kit, and I feel like they had this like 6 years ago. I feel like I've seen this kit before. This doesn't look new. What am I going to say about it? I've seen it already. This is a 2. It's just a rehashed. Oh, they've just farmed out a kit from previously. Disgusting lack of imagination. Ooh, Sunderland. Okay. The sponsor blends in well. Okay, this is a very rigid kit. They've got a lot of rigid, solid lines. No graphics. No bleeding into anything. Just geometric brutalism. And I like it. Okay, it doesn't always come off. It's the sort of thing where you just like, oh, can we just have a simple kit? And it comes out and you're actually a bit bored by it. But this, as a one-off, is pretty good. Even with the V-neck, it's not like a proper V-neck, so I think you get away with it. It's thick enough, the black lines are thick enough, and I think this is going to be a solid 9. Great badge, Sunderland. Swansea up next, and this is weird. You know what Swansea did? Their previous badge was the perfect like modern badge, and they had it for ages. Then they got relegated and then they changed it. That's not a Premier League badge. That will not be in the Premier League ever again whilst that looks like that. It looks like it's from the 1920s, okay? And we're past that, all right? We're in the 2020s, which is equally as depressing. I'm going to give this a 4. Sorry, JOMA. Watford, the first Kelme entry, the little paw print. Oh, it's tough. It's tough. I'm going to say no, but it's teetering. For some reason why I don't actually despise it. Usually I despise Watford's colours. I just don't like yellow, red and black together. And it also has 2 different cuffs, which initially I was like, oh, that's quite cool. And then I remembered it's a bit like those cheap Top Man t-shirts that we all had. And I can't get past it now. So sadly, this is a 4. West Brom up next. And you know what? They did the other thing. Their previous badge was way better than just having WBA on the t-shirt, okay? It's good for a retro kit, but I think there's a fine line to tread between too simplified and boring, and then also too retro, and you need to get back with the times. You know what ruins this? Ideal Heating. It's really poor sponsorship branding. There's no way to salvage that, really. It looks like the stripes are fuzzy rather than the graphic, you know? It's like the polar opposite of the geometrically brutal lines, the perfect lines of the Sunderland kit. This just looks blurry, and then what, you got one big stripe and then one teeny tiny stripe. I'm not having it. I don't like it. I'm gonna go for a 2. Wigan Athletic, the arch nemesis in the FA Cup of Manchester City, and this is also an arch nemesis to my eyeballs. Big help project. Right, not great branding, but it sounds like a bloody good cause, doesn't it? It's a Puma kit. I actually quite like Puma, but what are the graphics? This could be something to do with Wigan or the surrounding area of Wigan. And to be honest, Wigan's mainly known for liking rugby, so they should probably just have a big rugby ball on this kit, to be honest. I'm going to give this a 1. And that is it for all the Championship home kits. Let me know in the comments what other kits you want me to do. I might do the best kits from around Europe, but let me know in the comments down below. I'm waiting for 2 more kits to be released, Cameroon and Tunisia, for the World Cup, for me to be able to do the World Cup kits. But for now, I hope you finished your lunch. I hope it was tasty, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.